Hey, everybody, it's Sadie. Thank you so much for tuning in for another week of Sadie and Friends. Before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has signed on and downloaded, set it to automatic download. I love everyone sending messages, and you can actually send me an email. It's really easy. Just go to sadieandfriends.net, scroll down to the bottom, and send me a message. We are right now taking nominations for that special teacher, and that special teacher that you nominate could win a free hot stone massage from my friends at Christiana Salon Spa, because teachers deserve pampering. And again, if you want to get your special teacher in there, all you got to do is sadieandfriends.net, scroll down to the bottom and fill out the little information. It'll take you like 5 minutes, and I bet it'll mean a lot to that teacher. But before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales. Such a wonderful show sponsor. I've been talking about them for, get this, almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. I can't believe it. Family owned and operated, locally owned and operated. This is such a great family. They have dignity. They care about their customers, and they do all kinds of jobs, whether you're looking for just something fixed, something simple, something squeaking and it's driving you crazy, or maybe you want to change the look of your home and get a brand new garage door. They also do estate gates. And you know what I'm super jealous of? People who have in their house like those garage doors where they can open and it's like right out to their outside. Maybe it's like a bar situation and they push a button. How cool. They do that as well. So call my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales, or go to their website. Do a little bit of looking yourself. GarageDoorServiceandSales.com. Garage Door Service and Sales, a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.
I'm going to say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Let's talk about marriage.
They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
Parenting. Oh my gosh.
They have sucked the pretty right out of me. They treat me like it, and I do their laundry. Lucky me.
Sex.
I'm caught between two evils. I generally like to take the one I never tried.
Scary stuff like ghosts. I know it's totally out of left field, but just go with me on this.
Boo, you whore.
Love.
I give you what you need. That's all. I'm talking about taking care of each other the best you can. What's wrong with taking care of a woman? She takes care of you.
Friendships.
Wink and her necklace says best friends forever.
You sure you want it to say forever? I don't think you guys will be best friends forever, no offense, but sometimes you grow apart. And maybe she'll find a new best friend. They end up doing everything together.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of Sadie and Friends. I want to first start off by thanking everybody for the wonderful downloads and for the kind words. I love. That's the mood I'm in right now, Ryan, where I love. Every time I see somebody, which right now we're doing something really cool with Christiana Salon Spa, where people can nominate that special teacher in their child's life, the teacher that truly made a difference. And I don't know, I just feel like every stage of school is hard for kids. And I feel like it's hard for teachers too. And so to say thank you again, we've teamed up with Christiana Salon Spa to give away a hot stone massage to a teacher who just really helped your kid out. And if you're like me, I've had experiences in raising 3 children where you worry so much about your kids, whether it's how they do with friends or how they're doing academically, or, you know, are they being bullied? The teachers are on the front line of this. And so I'm so grateful. And I know all of you are too. I've gotten some really sweet admissions. One actually made me cry the other day. It's embarrassing, but it was so cool. And it just fills my heart up. And so I am grateful to everybody who has nominated a teacher. We're going to be doing that, and we're going to be giving that away. I'll make that announcement in about a week or so. Every month, we're going to be doing a different giveaway for someone special. This month, it is for teachers because, again, it's the end of the year. And in case you didn't know, so before I move on to the next thing, if you do want to go on and you do want to nominate someone, you just have to go to sadieandfriends.net. That's sadieandfriends.net. And if you go to the bottom of the screen, you can fill out a little information sheet. It'll take you like 60 seconds tops. And just let me know about the teacher and put your in. Or you can reach me at any social media. Just slide into the old DMs. That sounds so dirty to me.
Slide into the DMs.
Just slide into the DMs.
It does have a connotation like Netflix and chill.
Like slide in?
Well, no, you slide into the DMs.
Yeah.
Right. But
But I
means
like visually see like a
sure.
slide in. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying. And no matter how many times you say it,
I'm laying it on.
you lay it on pretty thick. But yeah, no, you slid into my DMs means you're
You were
hitting on.
checking me out,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
No one ever slides into my DMs in that way. But if you want to
I
slide
don't
in
believe that.
if you want to slide in with a teacher nomination, no, you know what it is? If I do get a nice message, I just assume it's some creepy person who's like in another country trying to get some money from me.
Sure.
And I won't fall for that again. Just kidding. But yeah, just send me a message about the teacher. And oh my God, thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey, you know what I want to do this weekend?
What?
I want to watch a bunch of Kurt Russell movies.
Why he didn't die, did he?
He
Don't tell me
didn't,
that.
but because Val Kilmer died.
Oh.
And I always associate Val Kilmer with Kurt Russell from Tombstone.
Yeah.
But do you know how many, like, Kurt Russell might be like my man crush. Like,
Yeah.
he's awesome. He's in all these great movies. He seems so likable.
Yeah.
Him and Goldie Hawn seem like they have the greatest thing that's ever happened. They like, I don't know. Kurt
It's
Russell's
pure
awesome.
love, you know?
Yeah.
Like Goldie Hawn was married and had some kids and to this guy. And then he kind of dipped out and Kurt Russell like stepped in to be a stepdad, which if you think about it,
To Oliver Hudson, Oliver, what's her name?
Kate Hudson, and Oliver
Hudson. Those are the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Which they still have the last name of their
course.
birth dad.
Yeah.
But wow, I know that it was like 2 Father's Days ago. You'll have to look this up. Oliver Hudson, so Kurt Russell's stepson, wrote this like scathing Twitter Father's Day against his birth dad.
Oh, okay.
And then they call Kurt Russell, I don't know why I know this. I'm because I love pop culture. They call Kurt Russell Papa. He wrote this long thing and he was like, thank God for Papa who came in. And that's not weird. I think that's really sweet.
I don't know if I'd want to be called Papa. Like, that's Grandpa.
You know who else is called Papa that I've caught on?
Your dad.
Well, my dad. We call my dad Papa.
Yeah.
But Bono.
To his kids or to his grandkids?
His children call him Papa.
Yeah, I like Dad. I like Daddy. When Murphy calls me Daddy, it's the best. I
see. Daddy's been ruined for me because of some weird sexual revolution thing.
Yeah, but I don't like that on the sexual side. Don't at all.
Well, of course,
no
but
problem.
I just feel like we've mixed something that's so pure.
Like sugar daddy?
Like I could never call my dad Daddy now. Like I used to growing up, it was Daddy.
When you grew up, you called him Daddy. And Murphy's 7, so she calls me Daddy.
So what age do you think she should stop calling you Daddy? Because
it's coming around every once in a while. You know that shirt where it's all like daddy, dad, hey, yo, bro.
Yeah.
She's at that age now where
we're bro.
No, she will like, from a pure reflex standpoint, call me Daddy. But every once in a while, she'll be like, I want to call you Dad. And I'm like, oh, look at that. It's happening.
It's happening. It's like this slow metamorphosis.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Never on that list do I want Papa for me.
Never?
Like for me, just for me. I like when she calls me Daddy.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think Papa's kind of cute. You know what I've noticed? My mom, who's always gone by Grandma, now to the great grandchildren, they and this was not her call. They call her Lovey.
Wait. Her great grandchildren? The oldest one's like 1.
I know. So the mom, Holly, she'll say, do you want to go see Lovey? And I'm like, oh shit, we're starting something here, huh?
She's getting a new nickname, which I'm sure your mom just melts over.
Yeah. You know what is so funny is my mom she was the Roseanne. I can't stress that enough that she was Roseanne when we were growing up. And she is so insanely crazy about this great granddaughter. We all are. And then now there's a new baby, which we're also excited for. But I thought at first, oh, mom's not going to like the Lovey thing. And she just melts into it. I love this baby. Oh, I haven't met the new baby, Oliver. He was just born a couple days ago. Don't do that. His name is Oliver James. And Ryan keeps saying, let's just call him OJ. And I'm like, that is not even funny. And also, when will that guy stop haunting my life?
I bet you Caleb doesn't even know who OJ is.
Isn't that weird? Are we coming up on a time where people don't know who OJ
Yeah.
is?
So the dad of the Oliver, the newborn, probably has no idea who OJ is.
Yeah. People early 20s, they
No,
weren't
no
there
idea.
for that.
No idea.
Which leads me to this next conversation.
Wait, are we totally dipping out on Kurt Russell? Because I want to.
Oh, shoot.
What? So I'm looking at a list right now of Kurt Russell movies,
Okay.
and there are probably 20 that I'd be okay watching right now.
Why don't you go through and I'll say what I've seen.
You've seen all of these. They're so good.
Try me.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He was in that?
Yeah.
Who did he play?
Remember when Brad Pitt beat up Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
He was the studio guy
Oh.
who had to fire him.
I don't remember him in that, but yes. Okay. Then I've seen it.
Okay. The Hateful Eight,
Yeah. He was great in that.
Stargate.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you've not seen Stargate?
Well, what's it about? Maybe I have.
Okay. It's too complicated to explain.
Is it a comedy?
No, it's
Is
sci-fi.
it scary?
It's sci-fi.
Okay.
But it spawned like a bunch of different TV shows and whatnot, but it was the original one.
So wait, it was a TV show?
No, it was a movie, but then it spawned a TV show and whatnot.
Stargate.
Yeah. No, Stargate's freaking awesome.
Never seen it.
Okay. That's on the list. He was in Vanilla Sky. He was a doctor in that one. Have you ever seen Vanilla Sky?
Never saw it.
Nah, it's good, but okay. Tombstone,
Oh, of course.
Backdraft,
Yes.
Overboard,
Oh, a classic.
Captain Ron,
I want to be Captain Ron.
Escape from LA,
No.
Miracle.
Miracle.
It was about he was the coach of the 1980 Olympic
No,
team. You
I
haven't
didn't
seen
see that.
one?
No.
I'm just going over ones you've seen. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Big Trouble, Little China.
Never seen it.
What?
Oh, I just never saw it.
I'm going as him for Halloween this year from Big Trouble, Little
Do you
China.
think people will know who you are at the Halloween party?
If the people that know who I will be, I want to hang out with. The people who don't know who I am, I don't want to hang out with.
What if you sit in the corner all alone
That's
in your
fine.
Big
And I will-
Trouble Little China?
And I will feel great about it. Have you never seen that movie?
I have no idea what it is even about.
Oh.
Is he like a cop or something in the mean streets of Chinatown?
No, but just let me show you a picture of him in this movie.
Okay. That is some straight 80s cheese.
86.
Delish.
Big Trouble Little China. I watched so much growing up, and it hurts that Kurt Russell's 74 now. But anyways,
But he's still with us. And I love the fact that he and Goldie Hawn have the most. I don't even care if anyone ever comes and says it's not true. I will never not believe they don't have the absolute best Hollywood marriage ever. I know people will say we're not there when the lights go down. I feel like I just have a gut feeling that these two are the real deal, and they're normal and kind and cool.
they have, I know too much about them, but no one cares. But Tango and Cash.
No.
Tango and Cash is freaking awesome.
Okay.
Okay. What else would you have? Executive Decision, probably a movie you haven't seen, but it's great. Did I mention Backdraft?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Breakdown. Breakdown's a cult classic.
Oh, I think isn't Breakdown a trucker movie?
Where he
Oh,
him and his wife get are broken down, and the
wife gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
I watched it so long ago. I need to refresh.
He was in The Fox and the Hound.
What?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, he was, wasn't he like the little fox when he was a baby?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But then he also did a bunch of Disney movies growing up and whatnot. Also, uncredited, he was in Forrest Gump. Who was he in Forrest Gump?
Stop it. So he played a character? I didn't know this. He played a character?
He played a character in Forrest Gump, uncredited. Who was it?
I don't know. Oh, wait. Was he like the guy that was speaking in Washington?
No.
It wasn't him.
It's super early in the movie.
Super early, and I don't know.
Elvis.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that.
Little Forrest is learning how to dance and whatnot, and Elvis stayed at this place before he was Elvis, and he was singing like Hound Dog or
Did
whatever.
I know that? Maybe I didn't know that was Kurt Russell.
That's him.
all along.
Apparently, he could do like mean Elvis impressions and played.
Well,
Elvis.
he actually, I believe, did an entire movie, and it was him playing Elvis. I mean,
yeah, I'm looking right here, 1979, Elvis.
Elvis. Just
Tequila Sunrise. Oh my God. Okay. Here's a movie that is so out there that no one has seen, but it's great. It's called The Best of Times. It's him and Robin Williams.
Oh, that's a good combo. Why didn't it do well?
No, I'm sure it did well, but it was an 80s movie. Like it was before Overboard and whatnot. But it was about a high school team that lost their like last game in the championship.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams wants to relive it, but Robin Williams sucks as a receiver. And he goes back to try to convince Kurt Russell, who was the quarterback, to replay the game 15, 20 years later, whatever it may be. And so they got both teams together to replay the game, The Best of Times.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's so good. Literally, that's like, I don't know, 15 movies that I just rattled off that are awesome.
I'm shocked that you thought
underrated.
I had seen so many of those, knowing me and how little.
Knowing Big Trouble in Little China. That has your brother written all over it.
Well, that is my brother. My brother watched a lot of Steven Seagal.
Yeah, but you'd have to be there.
Shows.
It's not like you could leave the house at that age.
Yeah, but I wasn't like sitting and watching. I would be in another room where I'd walk through and he's watching that Jean-Claude Van Damme where he travels through time as a police officer.
Okay, we're going to pick a Kurt Russell movie that you have not seen. We're going to pick 4 of them.
No,
listen to me.
One.
But listen to me. Don't jump ahead. We're going to pick 4 of them and we're going to put a poll out on your social. Which one should Sadie watch? And the viewers can pick which one. I have to select the 4 though that you haven't seen.
Okay.
And then the viewers can pick which one. And then we'll report back about how amazing it was for you.
Okay. And speaking of viewers,
Yes.
which we can do that, you pick the 4.
Okay.
And then we'll put the 4 out there and people can vote on which is the best of the 4. And then that's the one I'll watch, I guess. But if you listen back to an episode a couple days ago, we were talking about how through science, they were able to bring back the dire wolf, which if you don't know what that is and you watch Game of Thrones, then you know what it is. They're these giant wolves and they were extinct. And because of a little bit of DNA from a skull and a little bit of DNA from, I think, like a leg bone or something crazy, they were able to combine and recreate. And they're looking at other species that have been endangered that they're going to bring back. They say that they will bring back the dodo bird.
Is that like the bird from Up?
I was going to say, I bet you think of Up. Yes, the dodo bird. They're going to bring him back.
Okay.
Him,
her.
They're going to bring him back.
They're going to have to bring a him and a her back.
They are.
Unless they're asexual.
Also, guess what else they're going to bring back?
What?
The woolly mammoth. They say they are very close to having exactly what they need.
They've found like fully intact woolly mammoths like frozen in permafrost before.
But all they have to do now with DNA and all the technology is
I know, but like I'm saying, like you picked a tiny fossil from something, whatever, dire wolf. Like you can be like, well, we found a woolly mammoth with like food in its stomach that got frozen over during the ice age.
That's what they're saying. They say now they have all these resources and this ability to do that. That they're going to be bringing back.
We're basically bringing back the worst parts of the future from our childhood. AI, did we not learn anything from Terminator?
I know.
And then this stuff, Jurassic Park.
Well, listen, on the Scott and Sadie podcast, we were talking about how, oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
You were talking about how Jurassic Park's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Scott and I were talking about how with technology now and the AI thing and people are warming up to it a little bit more. It's making things for some people a lot easier. But people are still pretty trepidatious about this. But we put out a poll and we asked people, would you trust AI technology over your doctor? And listen, everybody loves the doctor they have. I feel like everybody's like, my doctor's the best doctor. But would you, if it were,
Yeah.
Trust
on a
AI?
diagnosis? On a diagnosis. Yeah, on a diagnosis. Yeah. But AI in its current state is there to be a guiding hand with human oversight, right? So like you're putting something together in ChatGPT and you're like, write me an article of da-da-da-da-da, right? You take it and go, that's a really, really great start. I need to tweak this, that, and the other. I think that's similar to what it's going to be in healthcare, right? So like you talk about mammograms a couple episodes ago.
You heard that?
I did. I mean, anything you're talking about with boobs, I'm like, I'm there.
And then
What's
he heard
going on?
it and he was like, oh, boo.
Okay, fair enough. But they're going to be able to do with AI scans. They're going to be able to do early diagnosis of breast cancer, incredibly
Amazing.
early, right? But it's still going to need a human oversight, human touch on that. But it helps on with the guiding. From what I understand, a lot of the early catches of certain diseases, it's going to help out with a ton. You still need a, specialist, a primary care doctor to help with that.
And I have to say that I don't know if people care, but my story, one of mine is that every time I would go in to get a pap, sorry, dudes, I hope ladies are listening. Every time I went in, the doctor would be like, you're good. It's good. You're clear. You're good. Everything's good. And then when I told him, I think I want to get pregnant again, and we got pregnant with Murphy, he said, well, there is a spot, but I've been keeping an eye on it, and I'm just going to do a biopsy just to see. Well, so I've always been on a stage like a level 2. Level 1 is you're good. 2 is a little sus down there. There's some spots. I don't know. It should be fine. We're guessing it. You hit 4 and you're high risk, and you hit 5, and that's when you have cancer. And when he did that biopsy, if I would have never decided, we would have never decided to have a child. I really do think I would have died because he said, I'd never gone back that far to take a sample, and you were at a 4 in the back. So in the front, I was at a 2, and then he went deeper because he's like, I just want to make sure everything's ready to go to have a baby. And it was really touch and go. I had to get biopsied the whole pregnancy. And they said, if one of these biopsies comes back and it has progressed an inch, you immediately have to abort the baby, and you have to go into emergency surgery and get a hysterectomy. And so the entire pregnancy, I didn't know. Fun. It was awful because I did not know, because then my fear was also, so I have this baby. Has it progressed as the baby has been in there? And, every time I had to go in and get, which biopsies are not fun, especially down there. But every time I had to go in, I'm such an optimistic person. I would be like, I'm dying. And you're going to have this adorable baby, and you're probably going to be a pussy magnet, and then I'm going to be dead, and you're going to be free to have other whatever. That's where my brain goes.
So not only did I have that worry on me of you and the baby the entire time, I had you saying that the entire time. So those months were fun. Yeah,
they were pretty awful. But the point of my story is I look back, and I don't know. I kind of wish there would have been an AI person in the beginning who would have been like, hey, doc, why don't you go a little deeper in the canal there and see if there's anything back there?
Yeah, but that's my point is we're going to get to the point where those detection, right? That's going to be a lot easier for people because it's going to have every scan from all time, essentially saying this is what happens. This is how it starts. This is how it progresses. So we're going to do, hey, we've seen this spot, whatever. And it's rather than 4 years down the road, feeling a lump or being at a 4 and whatnot. So that's what it's going to be used for, but it still needs the doctor there.
For now it does.
For now.
I hope it always does, because I think that if you get a really good doctor, they can be very calming and very, explain. If you have a bad doctor, my God, that will scar you for life. But if you have a calm doctor who understands kind of how your brain works, and my brain works in such a way, bless this guy. But it's scary to think, but it's also exciting to think, because you have to wonder how many lives will be saved because of this. But then I also think, or
misdiagnosis.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so many people get misdiagnosed, and then they're like, you know what? They said it was just a lump on my arm, and it was full body cancer.
Yeah.
And it was too late to do anything because.
Or the other way, where they're like, which happened to you when I was in the room, where they read remember that?
So, okay. So I got this hysterectomy done.
Hold on. This is before the hysterectomy. Because we went through a story for another podcast, but it was very difficult to get Murphy. And then the pregnancy, as you alluded to, was also kind of hard, but we made it. And then you were going to able to have a hysterectomy. But do you remember in between having Murphy? Murphy is like
the pre-op,
2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks old.
Yeah.
And scheduling your hysterectomy and that meeting.
And
there.
thank God I brought Ryan, because when I get scared, I really clam up and I just can't form a thought. So we go in and this doctor comes in, and God bless him, not the best bedside manner, very like matter of fact. And he said, I'm looking at what you have, and what you have is very aggressive. It jumps around a lot. It's very easy to lose. So you need a complete clean out. Like you need
emergency surgery.
And I need
essentially
emergency.
it was emergency surgery.
And he was very lackadaisical, like, and it ain't looking good for you
due to the aggressive cancer that you have. And this is 3 weeks, 4 weeks after you have Murphy. So you are in like crippling hysterics.
Well, I mean, I thought I was done. So then Ryan goes, thank God Ryan was there, because they were like practically getting me on the bed for emergency surgery. And he said, you should have been biopsied in December. And I'm like, I don't know. And Ryan goes, no, she was biopsied. And the doctor looks at him and goes, not on my page. She wasn't. And Ryan, thank God, again, you saved me that day from going into the loony bin, because you go, no, check again. And he left, and I'm bawling hysterically thinking, well, I have an aggressive form of cancer now that might have gone too far. And I have this new baby that I probably won't even get to see grow up at all. And it was a complete mind fuck. And then the doctor walked back in and said, there was a mistake on our end. And yes, I see that you did get this done. I see the results came back, and we are still on track with the original plan. But if Ryan hadn't been there, I think I was just in like white noise land, where I am, and you would agree this doctor was he's a cowboy.
2 + 2 = 4.
And it was like, you're going to die. I don't know what to tell you. You waited too long. Sorry. And it was just like, what? And so that makes me excited that I believe lives will be saved, because it will be mathematics. It will be, this is what needs to be done. It will be a formula. It won't be, and I think doctors are amazing, but it won't be like, I've never seen anything like that before. So it's just leg pain.
Yeah, which we heard 1,000 times.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah. I mean, you sometimes get the vibe that medical professionals, not all, but sometimes you get the vibe that they just throw something at the wall and they hope it sticks.
But how many times, and we can, again, that's probably another episode, but how many times during the pregnancy and all the stuff that we had to go through there, did we hear, I've never seen this before?
So many times.
This AI is going to help with that, because it's not going to be their personal experience or what they read, right? It'll be a scan of everything.
And the AI will then be able to scan everything that's ever come in.
Yeah.
To see to
so
where,
when you
how
see
can
that you have
expect,
any regular yolk sac, they'll be able to tell you,
which I did.
Da, 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 da.
Which another thing, Murphy was a twin. So I miscarried, and I was like, well, that's it. Cause they said
we didn't, again, for another time, but we didn't know Murphy was a twin.
We didn't at the time. So I thought that I just lost the baby, and that was it. We were told you have one shot. You got one shot. If you can't get pregnant, it's too late. And so that was a big thing. And my first 2 children, Sophie and Cooper, are from my first husband. And I always hate saying that because I feel trashy, but that's what life is called, folks. And
we just talked about Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn.
I know. And I feel like you're my Kurt Russell. And
it's the best compliment you've ever given me.
And I wanted Ryan. He loves kids, and he loves Sophie and Cooper. And I wanted him to have something that looked like him and talked like him. And, because while he was always so great with the kids and like a dad, it's different. It's just a different feeling. Would you agree? It's a different relationship. It's a different feeling.
Different, but I can't explain how similar it is.
But it's similar, right?
Well, I've been around the kids since they were super, super young.
Right.
So like it's pretty similar.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a miracle that she's even here. It was a miracle that she stuck her tongue out at me on the way out the door to school today. It was a miracle she gave me some sassy stank. And I was like, wow, look at that miracle walk out the door, sticking her tongue out at me out the bus.
Just like my husband.
And but it's exciting to me. I am really, I think everybody's kind of on edge about it because if you go a little too far, then they're going to take over everything. I don't want that. But I love the idea that AI can help pinpoint diseases before they become full blown huge issues that you can't take back. You can't walk back on. And so I think about it as if we would have had AI back at the time where we were kind of going through that, maybe we could have figured it out where I could have had more children. But that just wasn't in the cards. Until I die and you remarry, which I will haunt your ass for eternity.
If I remarry and have other kids.
You're going to have other kids?
No, that's
you're
what I'm
thinking
saying.
about having other kids?
That's what you're saying. If I remarry and have other kids, you're going to haunt me for eternity.
I am.
Okay.
And unfortunately,
That's
I'm going
fair.
to have to haunt her and your new children.
That's fair.
I'm sure they're fabulous.
That's fair. They're great.
They're all going down with you. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Sadie and Friends. And today was pretty scattered per usual. And thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for spreading the word. And if you would like to give a 5-star review, what?
No, I was
Am
looking
I
at
saying
you.
thank you too many times?
You are saying thank you a lot, but you're very gracious.
I'm so
Way to go.
grateful. You know what? I'm going to just pull back the curtain a little. The numbers have been really good.
Yeah.
Like they were stagnant for a little while. And so
People are listening, which is great.
people, yeah, they're only growing from here. And I mean, I'm blown away every time I log on and see the downloads. So thank you. Please continue spreading the word because we sure love doing this. And
ask the person you're with right now, the next person you see, what's the best Kurt Russell movie?
no, ask them
Ask
to
them.
download the
And
podcast
then ask them to download the podcast.
or switch that around.
Okay. That's fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
And be sure to nominate that teacher for the hot stone massage from Christiana Salon Spa. Again, just go to sadieandfriends.net to put in your entry and we will be back tomorrow. It is the weekend roundup. Be sure to be here for that. Movies coming out, what's happening this week that was trending. Also, we're going to be talking about music, the whole nine. If it's pop culture that you're into, well, then you definitely want to check it out. That is also brought to you by Christiana Salon Spa. They got a good setup, I tells you. They know what they're doing. Thanks for listening. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. From the bottom of my heart, I'm just so grateful. Every day I hear from so many cool people, and that's sometimes on social media. I get messages. I also get messages. I have gotten a few already on the brand new website, sadieandfriends.net, where you can nominate that special teacher for a hot stone massage with Christiana Salon Spa. But enough about me. Let's talk about one of the best sponsors ever. It's Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Right now, they have got a killer special going on. It's $99 for a spring tune-up, which means right now, we're in a grace period with weather. It's a little warm. It's a little cool. It's kind of right in the middle. Do not wait until you can see those heat lines on the concrete when your AC breaks down because you didn't get that spring checkup for $99 with Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Also, have you thought of the fact that you might be running your system really hard and it needs to get a tune-up in order to get that cool feeling? You're running it, you're spending money that you shouldn't be spending. You got to make sure that it is looked at and it is running like a top for the season. You don't want to wait till it's 104 degrees and then the kids are crying and the wife is nagging on you or the husband, he's complaining. Whatever your situation is, you don't want to be caught there. So call my friends at Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air or go online and read about this great spring special yourself. PolarBearPHA.com. Polar Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air, a proud sponsor of the Sadie and Friends podcast.